I get so mad. But in the paper, it must be true. Last time, you remember, Boris's fancy rain-making plan backfired on him, and he and Natasha were left floating about in a lake of their own making.
Darling, maybe we could call it Lake Natasha.
If you don't share up, we'll call you the late Natasha.
Yes, Boris. Shish, what a grout.
Meanwhile, Rocky and Bullwinkle and their herd of worms were almost at the destination.
The fishing village of Angel's Cramp.
Won't do you no good, fellers.
What do you mean?
They got lots of fish here, but no bait.
Then we're in luck, 'cause we're driving a whole herd of fishing worms.
Honest and true.
Cross my little squirrely heart. Come on up, Roderigo.
Roderigo.
He's our lead worm, see?
Boys, you'll make a fortune. A fortune.
But at that moment, one stray little cloud floated over our hero's head.
Uh-oh. I don't like the looks of that cloud, Bullwinkle.
Fiddle, Faddle Rock. What harm can a little cloud like that do? Well, now I know.
Gee, I wonder if that lightning hurt our worms. You okay, Roderigo?
Rodrigo looked okay, but suddenly...
Hokey smoke, Bullwinkle. He lit up.
Well, he always was a bright little feller.
No, I mean he lit up like a light bulb.
Oh, for the mercy me.
Yes, it was true. The lightning bolt had charged the whole herd with electricity, and every worm was now fluorescent.
Except this one. He's Roderigo.
Of course, this caused some complications at Angel's Cramp, for when the fishermen tried to use the worms for bait, the worms just wouldn't cooperate.
Confound it, Mr. Squirrel. We need fishing worms, not glowworms.
Yeah, and you sure need 'em bad, too, don't you?
Of course. Angleworms is the best bait there is.
Except for finkleberries.
Yes, and what's more, we depended on you to... Finkleberries?
Quite an echo they got here, Rock. Takes a long time to come back.
Finkleberries?
Hey, it comes back twice.
What are finkleberries?
Obviously, they're berries that grow on a finkleberry bush, like this one here.
I never heard of finkleberries before, Bullwinkle. You never see 'em in stores.
Small wonder. It's very hard to pick 'em. See?
Bullwinkle slowly reached for a finkleberry, and as Rocky watched in amazement, the berry moved back out of the way and onto another branch.
That's a fantastic phenomenon.
No, it's a finkleberry.
Again and again, the fumble-fingered moose grabbed at the finkleberry till he had it cornered on the top of the bush.
Gotcha.
Seems like a lot of work just to get one berry.
Oh, it is, it is. That's why they're so rare.
Are they really good fishing bait, Bullwinkle?
Are they?
That's what I asked.
Oh, that's where I heard it. Well, looky.
And Bullwinkle held out the berry between thumb and forefinger. Immediately...
That's amazing. That fish leaped 20 feet out of the water just to get a finkleberry.
And the end of my personal finger.
Bullwinkle, I'm gonna pick a peck of finkleberries.
You gotta be awful quick.
I'll prove I'm faster than any old finkleberry. Give me an alley-oop, Bullwinkle.
Right, Rock.
Alley!
And the cocky little squirrel zoomed upward into the air, reversed direction, and approached the bush with blinding speed. Well, well, will Cocky Rocky pick a peck of finkleberries? And if so, where's the peck of finkleberries Cocky Rocky picked?
Very clever.
Be sure to be with us next time for the Bush Pusher, or Berry Berry, Who's Got the Berry?
Once upon a time, there was a beautiful but wicked queen. This queen would stand before her mirror for hours admiring herself. It was a very special kind of mirror.
Mirror, mirror, coin machine, am I still the cutest queen?
You're still the best, but wise up fast. Snow White will soon go whizzing past.
Snow White? Where can I find her?
With dwarfs she dwells, those sawed-off mugs, And by the way, stop using slugs.
And the queen got a poison apple to take to Snow White, an apple that would make her the victim of sleeping death. In a little while, the queen was approaching the quaint old house of the 7 dwarfs. It wasn't very difficult to find. Inside the house, a plan was taking shape.
That's it, boys. Look sharp. This could be a gold mine, a veritable... Well, welcome to the 7 Dwarfs Health Club. Looks like you got it just in time. Build it up, take it off, make it firm. That's what I always say. A sign here for the lifetime membership. Will you do that?
Wait a minute. Where's Snow White? I've got a little something for her. Soon as she eats it, I'll be the fairest in the land.
Dear lady, did you know that you could be the fairest in the land forever?
Forever? How?
The 7 Dwarfs Health Club, of course.
7 dwarfs? I see only 6. You sure I could stay the fairest?
Come on now. Would I kid a queen?
The vain queen was so desperate to stay the fairest that she signed the contract and gave her crown as payment. Then, one day, several weeks later...
Mirror, mirror, put me straight. Snow White or me? Now who's first rate?
Good kid you are and rather sweet. But Snow White's the one. She's got you beat.
So, once again, the queen got a poison apple and went to the 7 dwarfs' house to find Snow White. But this time, the dwarfs had a brand new enterprise.
Welcome to the 7 Dwarfs Dance Studio. Walk in, samba out.
Never mind that. Here's Snow White here.
And 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3.
Cut that out! Where's Snow White?
Never heard of her. Put a little fun in your life. Try dancing.
Who's this big guy? I thought you were all dwarfs.
Please, lady. Shh, quiet. He's got grand trouble. It's nothing to laugh at. Now, this is for a lifetime membership to the dance club.
Sure enough, this time the queen traded all her jewels to the dwarfs. And some weeks later...
Mirror, mirror, 1, 2, 3, is there one as fair as me?
Fair at what? Not dancing, pray. Snow White now leads in every way.
The queen was clearly slipping fast.
All right. Where's Snow White?
Will you look at that posture?
That hair. And my dear, those clothes.
No good.
If you want to be the fairest in the land, you'll need a lifetime membership. The 7 Dwarfs Charm School.
Fairest in the land, eh? How much?
At this time, the queen gave the deed to her castle to the dwarfs. So when she returned home, it was to an empty lot.
Mirror, mirror on...
I know. Snow White at the dwarf's place, in that order.
Listen, wiseacre. Snow White isn't at the dwarf's place where you keep sending me.
With dwarfs she dwells and...
All right, I'll show you. See, no Snow White here, just dwarfs.
Oh, will you look at that poor woman?
A B1 deficiency.
Now, how could you ever hope to be the fairest with improper diet?
Improper diet?
No, not meats.
No yogurt. No wheat germ.
But I have nothing left to pay for anything.
You need the 7 Dwarfs health food plan. You what?
Just this mirror. That's all I have left.
That's all? Okay, we'll take it. Here. And your health food plan starts with eating these apples.
So the wicked queen wound up with nothing but her own poison apples. But suddenly...
Pardon me. Do you have a pay mirror I can use?
Right over there. Is it a local?
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?
Snow White is the fairest one, but getting there is half the fun.
Oh, goody, goody, goody. That's me. I'm Snow White.
No. There really is a Snow White? Get ready, boys. Another pigeon. And if you want to stay the fairest, you'll need a lifetime membership in the 7 Dwarfs Health Club.
7 dwarfs? I see only 6. Isn't there a 7th one?
Well, certainly there is. Meet Max. He has the most important job in our whole operation.
Yeah. And boy, it's stuffy in there.
Sometimes guys can be so immature. You know exactly what I mean.
Watch all new episodes of 15 every weekend on Nickelodeon. G.I. Joe doesn't get any bigger than this. The G.I. Joe Hall of Fame collection. Duke, Stalker, Snake Eyes, and Cobra Commander. Each 12 inches tall and authentically detailed, from Duke's lifelike hair to Cobra Commander's boots. They've got cloth uniforms, metal dog tags, and accessories like weapons cases and combat helmets. And each numbered collector's edition is armed with an awesome light and sound weapon. For really big action, Cobra Commander, Snake Eyes, Stalker, and Duke sold separately from the G.I. Joe Hall of Fame collection. A whole new way to play.
What a bore.
Hawaiian punch.
It's not just red anymore. Fruit juice in yellow, orange, green, and blue.
Wow.
Hawaiian punch.
Nothing else has the punch.
Keep it going.
Juicy punch.
How about a nice Hawaiian punch?
Sure.
It's not just red anymore.
Nothing else has the punch.
How do you like your new playhouse, Junior?
Not so hot, Dad.
Well, why do you say that?
Well, take a look at it.
Oh, my gosh, it's burned to the ground. How did it happen?
Well, I was playing house and I lit a fire in the fireplace.
There wasn't any fireplace in that playhouse, son.
I know.
Well, it serves you right. You know the old saying, he who plays with fire kindles disaster.
You got an old fable to go with that, too?
Not so old. I just made it up. It's called The Bears and the Dragon. Years and years ago, a large forest was ruled by a mighty king, Leo the 32nd.
What have we here? Oh, my loyal subjects have sent me 3 books for a birthday present.
They were How to Cook Lyonnaise Potatoes, Remember the Maine, and The Story of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table.
The first 2 I've read, but the third one has pictures.
Thus he pored through the book night after night until...
These nights are driving me crazy. I've got to have some myself.
And a royal proclamation was issued.
Hear ye, hear ye. All ye who wish to become knights, better sign up today.
By the end of the week, every animal in the kingdom had donned a suit of armor.
I dub thee, Sir.
King Leo and his knights took their places around the round table.
Whose deal is it?
But before they could break open a new pack of cards, a startling discovery was made.
We don't have any chips.
That wasn't what I meant, for one chair was conspicuously empty.
I'm in a daze. I've lost a knight.
Hear ye, hear ye. One more knight is needed today.
These words fell upon the ears of 2 itinerant bears who, until now, had faced a rather grisly future.
Well, very interesting news, but I'm on my way to Yosemite.
Have a nice trip, Maxie, huh?
Well, aren't you coming with me?
No, I think I'll head up north. You know, the Grunion or Runyon.
Oh, well, take it easily.
Likewise.
Both of them were barefaced liars, for although they took a different route, they arrived at the king's castle at the...
Good night. There's only one vacancy.
So it was decided that the more courageous of the 2 would fill the spot.
Bear number 1, you slay the ogre that lives in the woods. Bear number 2, you rescue the fair maiden who is locked in the Black Tower. Whoever completes their task and returns to me first will be knighted.
And with that, both bears set off on their quests, and both bears ran into trouble.
Sorry, Buster, nobody gets into the woods today. The Elks are having a picnic.
Yeah, but I got to get into the woods, 'cause I'm supposed to slay the ogre.
But the fox wouldn't budge, so bear number 1 had to get into the woods by using strategy.
And a shovel.
There was nothing wrong with his ability to dig a tunnel, but there was with his sense of direction, for instead of coming up in the woods, he came up in the king's bathtub.
You'd better get going, or you'll never slay that ogre.
Oops. Sorry, your cleanliness.
Having failed to come up into the woods, he attempted to go down into the woods.
Geronimo!
His aim was faultless, which is more than can be said for his luck, for the wind caught the bumbershoot and... When next he appeared on the edge of the forest, he was wearing a clever disguise.
You're late, Elk. The picnic ended 2 hours ago.
Oh, you mean I can go into the woods now?
Of course. Anybody can.
Look out, ogre! Here I come!
Meanwhile, at the Black Tower, bear number 2 was also having his difficulties.
What are you talking? I'm the one that needs the help. Why didn't you tell me the drawbridge was up?
Oddly enough, by nightfall, both bears returned from their missions flushed with victory.
Bear number 2, did you rescue the fair maiden?
I certainly did, Your Grace. Ain't she cute?
Good heavens. Bear number 1, don't tell me you...
That's right, sire. I slew the ogre. Meanest one I ever saw. 5'2", eyes of blue, blonde hair.
The king would have taken drastic measures right then and there if it hadn't been for the untimely arrival of a fire-breathing dragon outside the castle wall.
Whoever slays the dragon, I shall knight immediately.
Both bears seized the opportunity and a bucket of what they thought was water.
I will put his fire out.
Oh, no, you won't. I will.
As it turned out, neither of them did, for the buckets were filled with gasoline, and one blast of the dragon's breath... That was the last that was ever seen of the two bears. And that's why, Junior, he who plays with fire kindles disaster.
Yeah, you could say that, Pop. But if it were me, I'd say one good burn deserves another.
Takes after his mother, that boy.
Well, in our last episode, we learned a brand new word, Finkleberry.
That's spelled F-I-N-K-B-E-R-E-Y.
Yes, and...
Period.
Yes. Finkleberries are the finest fish bait in the world. There's just one problem. They're very hard to pick.
It keeps moving from branch to branch. How do you pick a Finkleberry?
You gotta be awful quick.
And to save the fishing resort of Angel's Cramp, Rocky has agreed to pick a peck of Finkleberries.
I'll prove I'm quicker than any old Finkleberry.
How about the young Finkleberries?
Them too. Howie!
Boom!
But that small bush was just a short distance from a large tree, and...
Rocky, you all right?
I think so, Bullwinkle. Get me up there again before I lose my nerve.
Once more, Bullwinkle launched his buddy high into the air, and in a startling display of low-level flying, Rocky picked Finkleberry after Finkleberry before they had a chance to move.
He's a dazzling aerial technician.
Yeah, and a flying fool, too.
In no time at all, Rocky had gathered a peck of Finkleberries and returned to the fishing resort.
Rocky, my boy, you have saved Angel's Cramp. Hooray! All right, you fishermen, line up for your bait.
Boy, those fishermen sure look nervous.
Jangle danglers, huh?
Well, that was a day that will be remembered for a long time in Angel's Cramp. Fishermen couldn't even get their lines wet. Fish leaped out of the water to get the tempting Finkleberries. Some of them even pursued fishermen up onto dry land.
Say, these must be pretty good. I wonder how they taste. No, get away. This one's mine.
But that fish wouldn't take no for an answer, and finally got Finkleberry, fisherman and all. Of course, our heroes were heroes all over again.
For they are going to follow, what nobody can deny.
Of course, Angel's Cramp became famous overnight, or even sooner. And the more fish that were pulled out, the more money that was pulled in. As a result, a short time later, our heroes were in the loot-filled armored car heading for the Squaw's Ankle National Bank. They didn't know that Boris's rainmaking had resulted in a brand new lake being in their way.
Now, they got to stop here, right?
Well...
And when they do, we got them in trap, right?
Well...
Natasha, stop arguing with me.
Right.
That's better.
But unfortunately, when the car got to the edge of the lake, Bullwinkle was at the wheel, while Rocky took a short nap. And Bullwinkle didn't even slow down.
That idiot drove right into the lake.
Right.
What a fool I've been.
Right.
Natasha, stop agreeing with me.
Okay. What we do now, Boris?
What else? We pull underwater hold-up.
And the two villains quickly donned diving equipment and leaped into the water. Quickly, they caught up with a lumbering vehicle and started to force their way through the top of it. Inside, Bullwinkle was still unaware that he was traveling underwater.
Boy, what a rainstorm. Better turn on the wipers.
However, instead of turning on the windshield wiper, Bullwinkle punched the turret control, and Boris and Natasha were swept off the top as the turret turned. But Bullwinkle still wasn't out of the woods, or the water.
Getting kind of stuffy in here. I better roll down a window.
And Bullwinkle reached for the handle that would let in the lake water and drown both him and Rocky. Don't miss our next episode, Underwater Trap, or No Air in the Snare.
Hang tight. Nickelodeon's Moose-a-Rama will be right back.
Is there a monster in the castle? Or is it just our imagination? Watch It Came From Beneath the Bed or A Nightmare on Magellan Street and find out.
A Eureka's Castle special. Tonight at 8/7 Central.
Round, round, get around, she gets around. She's baby rollerblade and she's skating your way with her bobbing ponytails and her real rollerblade. She's your cool friend, always loves to play. No one can believe it when she cruises their way. Get around, round, baby rollerblade. Get around, round, baby rollerblade. She gets around.
Baby Rollerblade, the doll with genuine rollerblade inline skates. Only from Mattel. Batteries not included.
You better stay here. It's a pretty rough ride.
Yeah, right. My brother doesn't know what my Murray Flexor can do. The spring-loaded fork handles the tough stuff, no problem. And the oversized tubing is made for rugged riding. Yeah, he had no idea what my Murray Flexor could do. But he does now.
Hey, Flexor by Murray.
All I wanted was a big bowl of Kellogg's Cinnamon Mini Buns. But is this my last swirl of sweet cinnamon? Whoa! Maybe not. Save some for me, Jimmy. Here comes the breakfast flight.
There's a cyclone of cinnamon in every bowl of Kellogg's Cinnamon Mini Buns, part of this complete breakfast.
Glad you could drop in, CB. Don't just sit there. Pass the milk.
You are in the O-Zone. And now back to Nickelodeon's Moose-a-Rama.
And now, here for all you men of letters is Mr. Know-It-All.
Hello, mailmen. Today's dissertation is subtitled, How to Escape from Devil's Island and Get Away from It All. Supposing you were incarcerated on Devil's Island, and supposing further still you had served 10 years out of your 30-day sentence, you would want out. And this is how you would do it. First, you would put on your bathing suit, then walk out of your cell and go directly to the warden, who is standing on the edge of a high cliff.
Good morning, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Good morning to you, merciless jailkeeper. For my recreation period today, I am going to swim to the mainland. Having completely pulled the wool over his eyeballs, you make the leap, and you're on your way out. Fortunately, so is the tide. After returning to Devil's Island, they put you where they put all the incorrigibles, in the kitchen.
You going to peel potatoes till they're coming out of your ears?
This should give you an idea. Putting a potato in each ear, you jump into a sack and a shipment to a foreign port. Of course, there is always the danger they are having potato soup for dinner.
Whoever peeled these spuds did crummy job.
I'm doing the best I can. And that is how you escape from Devil's Island.
But Mr. Know-It-All, you didn't get out.
I most certainly did, by joining the baseball team.
And that's how you escaped.
Sure. 3 strikes and you're out.
Last time, as you remember, our story took a turn for the wet. For with Rocky asleep on the front seat, Bullwinkle drove the armored car full of money right into a lake. Fortunately, the car was watertight, and Bullwinkle thought he was just driving through a torrential rainstorm.
Rainstorm? Heck, it's a regular cloud bust.
But at that moment, Bullwinkle passed a submerged signpost.
Turn left. Better put off my hand.
And the dim-witted Moose reached for the crank that would roll down the window and drown both him and Rocky.
Seems to be stuck. Hey, Rock, give us a hand here, will you?
Well, what? Whoa, oh, sure, Bullwinkle. Holy smoke, where are we?
It's just a little shower. Want to clear up in a jiffy.
Bullwinkle, don't open that window. We're underwater.
Underwater? That's ridiculous, Rocky.
Then look at that.
Well, I've heard of it raining cats and dogs, but this is...
But just then...
Golly, what was that?
Couldn't have been thunder, huh?
Sounded like an explosion.
Well, the brainy squirrel had done it again. For high above them on the surface of the lake, Boris and Natasha were blithely dropping depth charges on our little friend.
1, 2, 3, O'Leary.
4, 5, 6, O'Leary.
7, 8, 9, O'Leary.
10, O'Leary.
We can't last much longer at this rate, Bullwinkle.
If it's gonna keep up like this, I don't know as I want to.
It's not us I'm worried about so much, it's that money back there.
I'm ashamed of you, Rocky, thinking about money at a time like this.
Yeah, but it's not our money.
That's even worse.
We promised to get that money to the bank, and we gotta do it.
From here?
Sure. Now, here's my plan. You've heard about missile-firing submarines, haven't you?
Certainly.
Well,
A little while later, the cannon in the turret of the armored car swung straight up in the air and fired. Only instead of a shell, it fired a furry guided missile, Rocky the Flying Squirrel. And clutched in his grubby little fist was the box containing the money.
Squirrel is getting away with the loot. After him!
And the villains stopped tossing depth charges and started after Rocky. Below them on the lake floor, Bullwinkle took his fingers out of his ears and... I say, Bullwinkle took his fingers out of his ears and... Oh, dear. As I was saying, Bullwinkle took his fingers out of his ears and started the armored car forward.
When'd you see so?
The further the heavy truck went, the shallower the water became, until, just as it caught up with Boris and Natasha, it emerged from the water, lifting their boat up on top of the turret.
Boris, how do we get out of this mess?
Who wants out?
Don't we?
Nonsense. Where is Moose going?
To meet Squirrel.
And what is Squirrel carrying?
The money. Moose is taking us to the money.
See, Natasha, you got to look for silver lining. There's a little bad in everything good that happens.
I guess you're right, darling.
So relax. You got nothing to worry about.
But, darling, sign says low bridge ahead.
Aha! Now you got something to worry about.
And in a few seconds...
Tell me again about silver lining, Boris.
Well, we had a little setback, true?
Too true.
But on the other hand, gives me a good chance to say one of my favorite sayings.
What is?
Shut up your mouth!
But if you knew Boris like I know Boris...
Oh, what a snoop.
You'll know that our heroes still aren't out of the woods.
You're sorry, boy.
Be sure to see our next chapter, Boris Bounces Back, or the Rubber Heel.
What happens on Halloween at Eureka's Castle? Magellan finds out next on It Came From Beneath the Bed, the Eureka's Castle Halloween special. Stay tuned.
Sports is a club that combines fitness with recreation. Kids Sports makes fitness fun in a non-competitive atmosphere with complete supervision by a professionally trained staff. Kids need activity and exercise. Kids need to be in shape. So why not call Kids Sports, where fit is fun?
Kids Sports.